Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and we are ending my vacation across Wyoming, Moab, Utah, all that stuff with White River over in Colorado. That being said, today the devs are officially back too, and there's a lot of stuff they're going to be working on, so we're going to go over everything that we should be aware of. But without further ado, let's get into today's topic.
So Helldivers, it's been 2 weeks and the Arrowhead team is finally back from their vacation, and with it there are going to be hopefully a lot of performance fixes and updates as the Xbox players are arriving at the end of the month and they're going to want to have this game in tip-top shape for that. That being said, there's some pretty interesting stuff that's been shaking up over at Arrowhead Studio. Obviously, Johan is taking a sabbatical, and we'll go ahead and discuss that a little bit because it's not truly a sabbatical. He's still very active if you go on Twitter or even on the Discord forums, but in terms of game development, I guess he's working on some other projects, and some other community members over at Arrowhead have left as well, and it makes us wonder, maybe there's a reason why the performance and the updates are slowing down a little bit at this time period. So let's dive into it. Johan Pilstead made a tweet, "Hey everyone, I'm going to be doing a sabbatical for a while. I know a lot of you are thinking, por qué? Well, you have enjoyed Helldivers 2 for almost a year. I've been living it since early 2016 and with Helldivers since 2013. 11 years of working around the clock on the same IP has made me set aside family and friends, my lovely wife, and myself. I'm going to take some time now to redeem what was lost from those that supported me for over a decade. When I'm back, I will start working on the next Arrowhead game. Johan signing off, the last survivor of SES Song of the Stars." Now, while it's really good that he's going to be taking a personal break to focus on himself, it is sad news that he said when he comes back, he's going to be working on the next Arrowhead game, meaning that he might not have too much more involvement in Helldivers 2. And this isn't the first time we've actually seen this with devs, as Twinbeard, one of the developers and who was in charge of basically going ahead and doing a lot of stuff in the game, said that it would feel weird to drop a post on Discord and not say anything here, especially since it would be screenshotted and posted. "My contract with Arrowhead is coming to an end, and since I have a lot of outstanding vacation, this unfortunately means this will be the last day as community manager here. For my first day out, you welcomed me with open arms and hug emotes, so on and so forth. We fought the alien scum and bot menace on the battlefield, experienced the same bugs, and turned the tide together. Helldivers 2 is a much healthier game today than it was a few months ago, and it has a bright future ahead. There were some things I wanted to say, sometimes that I couldn't. That's part of the job. There were some things I wanted to do that we never got around to, or haven't rather. The show goes on just without me. Be nice to my colleagues, try to be patient with all the hardworking devs if things take more time than you would like them to, and stay as dedicated and crazy and as wonderful as you always are. I'll remain on the server and I'll be around. Always feel free to say hi or DM me." But with Twinbeard leaving, the big question is, well, where does the story go from here, and what can we be expecting next to go ahead and help us, as some of the community leaders have now disappeared? And today we're going to talk about the bugs and what it looks like to go on with the gloom, as that seems to be a future focal point of the game. So let's go ahead and do a deep dive into what we can be expecting with the bugs. Now, according to some information, it does appear that there is an NPC called the Architect, which could be involved with the evolution of bugs in some way. There's actually a model in the game right now of something called a dragon, or a bug dragon. In fact, Ironsights said that there's more proof of the bug dragons existing as juggernauts than the Hive Lords, and well, we've seen a lot of leaks and information about the Hive Lord. According to that same information, there are some abilities already found for the Dragon Lords. There's Fly, Burrow, Unburrow, Start Dive, End Dive, Crash, Bark, but it has more abilities than the Shrieker, and it cannot open a bug breach as of when he had found that information. There was oddly enough some stuff for Helldivers 2 soundtrack that featured flying space bugs as well, so it does seem like this is something that the developers have been working on for quite a while, and it'll be interesting to see how the Architect actually rolls into this. We also know that at some point there's supposed to be more variants in the future, like hallucinogenic bugs, and if you think that sounds kind of crazy, well, there's a new spore system that is being worked on in the future. Ironsights went ahead and gave us a pretty basic rundown right here back in May, letting us know that there are mutated acid planets, which we have kind of briefly seen, but death troopers who are equipped with fluoroantimononic super acid. You'll have to wear gas masks on the planets, and one of the planets is described as having deposits of poisonous gas, lakes of acid, fog so thick it is impossible to see. These planets will be violent acid storms. Along with that, there will be orbital acid burst stratagem, hallucinogenic mutation, which we just went over with the bugs, where certain planets and bugs will release hallucinogenic spores. So if you thought fighting the Terminids and automatons threat was bad enough, try doing it while going high on a trip. That looks like something that we may very well have as a future challenge when we go onto these planets. Ironsights did let us know a list of the planets. It's actually a fairly old list, but he updated it on June 10th. Some of these we've already seen, but there is in the files right now: Bug Homeworld, Bot Homeworld, Illuminate Homeworld. Can't wait till we finally get those. Mines of Zion, Forest Cathedrals, Heroes Bayo, Coldeth, Miasma 8, Darkwater Bay, Bug Quarantine, Meridian, Leah, which I think we blew up, RP426, Usheron, Outpost 31, Franklin's Retreat, and Protea as well. Some of them, like I said, have already come to the game, but it will be interesting to see which one of these actually ends up giving us the dragon bug and then also makes us, start to trip a bit. But the big question is, since this is on the Terminate side of the map, well, what's going on with the whole Cyberstand automaton things? And we have information on that as well. Democratic Statistics on Twitter actually went ahead and posted something pretty breaking. Super Earth's activity reported on Cyberstand. Thief troops have reportedly landed on Cyberstand with mysterious goals. No, the planet has returned to normal, but what could this mean? And when we look at some of the images, we see Thief reinforcement, planetary control impact per hour. Along with that, the enemy is scattered. The planet is ripe for swift liberation. And for some odd reason, it even shows one Helldiver there actually deployed. In fact, the homeworld of Cyberstand, there's been gameplay uploaded on YouTube. It was taken down by Sony actually, but it does show the Illuminate homeworld, and it will have megacities there as well. Along with that, there's been a lot of speculation of what would happen if we had actually lost the war, because it was not a guaranteed win. Well, Asunder, a data miner, actually said we would have had to find a new Super Earth HQ. It would be called New Super Earth, and we'd have to go on a whole reclamation arc to reclaim a brand new planet, which I think is pretty cool. But there was also a Coretta Kelly broadcast that got leaked. It doesn't have any of the audio, but it has all the subtitles so you can see what would happen. And this is what would have happened if we had actually lost the war for Super Earth and what it would have meant. Particularly interesting about that broadcast is that if we had actually lost the war for Super Earth, it does appear that the president actually survived rather than being killed in action. So that being said, we are, actually having a new president. And with those elections that we talked about briefly before, there are some candidates that Ironsights let us know about. I've done a ton of videos already covering all the information about them. So if you want to, go ahead and feel free to look through my back catalog. It should only be back by like 2 or 3 videos.
Let me know down below, guys, what are your hopes with the dev team, what you want to see fixed going forward for the future of the game. Also, don't forget to check out this video right here, which is my outdoor channel. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.